Hi everybody, I just want to share my life story in a nutshell with everybody. It's a good message, I hope so, for there is hope and there is a future for somebody who had a life of addiction such as myself. Okay, let's start. I was born 3rd of June 1970 in Namibia, Windhoek, and at the age of 5 we moved to Kimberley, where I grew up. Went there to a primary school that was the Tweetspan Laar, and it's in a lower class of Kimberley. It's in Beaconsfield. Then after that I went to Adamansha High and then Diamantfeld High. Alright, after school I started a job as a plate layer. They call it the crack master, or in Afrikaans a baanmeester. My brother who passed away, he helped me to get a job there by Transnet, and I got qualified. I was one of the youngest crack masters in my time. I got my senior certificate, but I was looking for something else. I was always in search for something else. So I left my job at Transnet, and I started studying for personal training. So with personal training, I started in Bloemfontein at that time you called it Health and Racket Club. Got qualified, and then I moved from Health and Racket Club to Supersport. That's where I met a group of bodybuilders. We were all competing at that stage, and we had this agreement that once a month we have to blow off some steam, and that's where I got hold of ecstasy for the first time of my life. So it was nice to me. The reason why I decided to try it is because you see all these nice scenes on the movies, and it looked very enjoyable. That's why I started the ecstasy. At some point, it wasn't only one tablet a night. It was 14 tablets a night. After the 14 tablets a night, that was not enough anymore. So one of my fellow bodybuilder friends, he introduced me to cocaine. Me and my fiance, we started doing the cocaine. Just to feel what it feels like. It was good for us in the beginning, but me and my wife, we decided to sell our house in Bloemfontein. We sold our house and we made a good profit on it. So the plan was to move to Cape Town. We always wanted to move to Cape Town. So we had some money to carry us for 6 months till she can get a job and I can build up my client base of clients in personal training. It was in 3 months, but let me start here. With the deal of the house, there was a little incentive added just to sweeten the deal. And the incentive was 50 grams of cocaine. Me and my wife, we used it over a period of a month and a half. And in that time, it started to affect our marriage. We wasn't that intimate anymore. It's like she irritated me, I irritated her, but we got through it. How we got through it is we moved to Cape Town with CRC, Christian Revival Church, Pastor Ad Boshoff. I was a strong Christian at that point, and the cocaine, it took got away from me. It got away from our marriage, and I didn't realize it at that point. So I just carry on with my life without God, without reading Bible, without going to church, because the money was enough. I didn't bother to talk to God because I felt I don't need Him anymore. And I met some friends, in some clients of mine in Plattekloof Planet Fitness. They introduced me to friends of them that's doing CAT. So we started doing CAT, and that was very nice to us. And that's where I got so greedy, because the CAT was nice, we had nice cars, we had a nice house. And one of my clients was the owner of a pharmacy. So I quickly found out what's the recipe to manufacture my own CAT, and I got hold of some of the main ingredients through my pharmacist, and we started manufacturing our own CAT. And with all the drugs involved in my marriage, enough was never enough for me. At some point I had half a kilogram of CAT with me, and I didn't even want to share it with my wife because she was also using it at that stage. So luckily my stepmother, not my stepmother, my mother-in-law, she stepped in because she saw something was wrong, and she made sure that we got a divorce. Actually, I'm still sad about it. I still love my ex-wife, but at that stage of my life, it's the best thing for her, because I don't want to drag her down with me anymore. So I moved to Pretoria. When I got divorced in Pretoria, I was staying with my sister, and I introduced my sister and her husband to CAT. In the beginning it was nice, and it created a problem in the relationship as well. And after a while, CAT wasn't doing it for me anymore. So I moved over to crystal meth. Crystal meth was for me the ultimate drug, and it made me feel wonderful, but it destroyed my life completely. I lost my father, my mother. They both knew that I was using, but they never confronted me. But I always thought that I will get away with it. They don't know that I'm using, but in fact they do know you're using. People always know you're using. Then my sister helped me. I went to a rehab. I did 1 year in that rehab. I finished my year. I finished as a senior leader and monitor. So I left there when my year was done, and I started to work for my sister. It was very good. I was clean for just over 3 years, and I made the mistake again of moving away from God. Always had an excuse not to go to church. I don't have transport. And once I moved away from God again, things start to fall apart. The money that I earned at that point wasn't enough to buy my drugs, so I started stealing stuff. And that destroyed everything. I isolated myself from my family. I isolated myself from my daughter, because I didn't care about them. I didn't care what they say. It didn't hurt me, because if I feel hurt, I just take more drugs. And I called BRC the day I relapsed. BRC, I called Werner. He's an old friend of mine from the previous rehab. And I told him I relapsed. I've lost everything again. I don't have nothing. So BRC sent a vehicle. They come and fetch me in Pretoria. And the plan was to do 1 month of detox. After the 1 month of detox, BRC was good enough for me to provide me with a program on grace. What that means is I stayed another 4 months and I didn't pay a cent. So what I wanted to tell the people, the message what I want to bring over to the people is there's only one way to stay clean. The way to stay clean is to stay close to God. Stay close to God and you will be fine. But if you look at this video and you are using it at the moment, it sounds impossible. You can't believe it. So what I recommend is get into a program, get clean, make the decision in your head and in your heart that you want to be clean. And while you make that decision, ask God for guidance and to lead you and to help you to make the right choices and the right decisions for your future life. So guys, yes, for me it worked out very, very well. On my 3rd month, I got a job offer with a very, very good salary. It took another 1.5 months to get all the paperwork and everything done. And yes, Monday I'm starting my new job and I'm starting my new life. And I've got 2 things to be grateful. I'm grateful to BRC for helping me out of the gutter. And I'm grateful for God to give me another chance in life. Thank you.